Okay, it's a new year. Happy New Year, guys. Let me get my banners up. If you like what you see, like what you hear, click and subscribe button, the button on the right bottom right hand corner. I hope you can hear me well. I got a new mic and everything. Nice setup. Looks like I'm a little loud because I can see the live sound card going nuts. I'll try to move back a little bit. But this is episode 30. 2024 is here. A new year, a new beginning, and NFL drama as usual. So let's put this up. Do a little reflection on 2023. There's not a lot. One thing I want to say, and it's probably because I've been trying to figure out what to say about the reflections of 2023. Facebook needs to have an easier way to go back and see what you've said or did or. There we go. I must have. Hold on a second, guys. There's something up. Okay. My Wi-Fi is fine. Anyway. Sorry about that, everybody's watching. So like I said, my biggest thing is that we moved here to Carteret back in June. That's one of the biggest reflections. We moved to Carteret, New Jersey from Island. I have a comment already. Is this start today? Oh, no, it's Colin. Okay. Sounds need fine-tuning. Oh, it's a little low. So, let's see. I think I have it on low. Let's try that. That might be a little bit better. Yeah, I think I went a little too loud. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just too close to the mic. Let me know if that's better, Colin. Anyway, so like I said, let me get back to my reflections. Anyway, so moving here to Carteret was a big move, and actually Colin, who just said something, helped us big time move here to Carteret. A lot of people, my brother David was probably the biggest help because he's the strongest guy I know that actually helped us. And, I do appreciate every single person who showed up to assist. Shout out to Dan, Culinary, my family. Like I said, Colin and Mary. I'm trying to remember. It was 6 months ago. So. No, I mean, what happened before June? Not too much. We were looking to move, getting here to Carteret. It's been a nice change. It really has. It's a quieter street for the most part where we used to live, but I'm not going to get into that. So here's hoping 2024 is a new and brighter future. So let's go and talk about this national championship. Washington versus Michigan. Now, I got to say, I'm happy I picked Michigan. I'm satisfied with that pick. I'm glad, as many Michigan fans and Alabama haters are, that Michigan won that in overtime. They won 27-20 in overtime at the Rose Bowl. Washington, however, I had picked Texas, and Texas almost came back. And I thought, from what I had seen with Texas over the last couple of months, I thought they had a better shot. They were a stronger offense. Q and Ewers was pretty good, just not good enough. Washington holds on to a 37-31 Sugar Bowl win. So now that's going to be both 14-0 teams going to be facing each other on Monday, January 8th at the CFP National Championship in NRG Stadium in Houston at 7:30 on ESPN. So I want to talk about this too. So I got a little recap, and I want to congratulate Rutgers. Very nice. I love that Rutgers beat Miami. I didn't pick that. I actually thought Miami would roll over Rutgers, but Rutgers outplaying, outrushing, and outdueling Miami and just shutting them down. I saw most of that second half, and it was just amazing how they just shut them down to win that Pinstripe Bowl. But a couple of scores, and very telling with this New Year's Six. Number 9 Missouri beat Ohio State 14-3. Ole Miss beat Penn State. Now, that was a bit of a shock, but Ole Miss had everybody, and so did Penn State for the most part, 38-25. This is the one that everybody's been talking about. Number 6, Georgia beats number 5, Florida State, 63-3. And I know I heard a lot about this going back to work today, and then people talking online and on ESPN all week that 21 players didn't play because they weren't going to play in the championship, which I honestly understand as a human being when you feel you got shafted and you don't want to play. But talking to someone today, and I'll shout him out, and I don't know if he's watching or he'll watch down the road, Tim Kelly, who we get on in big discussions about everything and not just sports. So he said something that makes a lot of sense, that these players should be paid through their playoff or extra game games. That would entice them to stay longer. That would entice the guys who know they're going to the next round to stay longer. Whether that happens, I don't know, but I do agree with that sentiment that maybe you need to pay them. Maybe a little more of a stipend for those games if you're going to play in them. Now, I know I still believe Florida State should have been there, not Alabama. Would Florida State have lost? Probably. But they would have given a fight, I would think, given all those good players that made it to the number 3 spot. But that will change going into next year. Next year, there's a 12-game playoff. One will play 12 and so on and so forth. That's just how it's going to be. So that should suffice some people. I don't know who. Is my reverb? No, my reverb is all the way down, so I'm hearing something too. But this should be much better next year, and I can't honestly wait. And the team that I've been watching, and I watched most of their game in Glendale at the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, Oregon destroyed Liberty. Liberty being 13-0 as well, they 45-6 they lost, and Bo Nix had a game, and that I'm crossing my fingers. The Giants, wherever they fall at 5 or 6. And I'm not going to talk about that yet, but I'm just putting it out there that Bo Nix is in their sight, because I'm not a big fan of Penix. I know the other 2 guys are up there, and obviously Caleb Williams is going to be gone before we get to pick. So, all right, let me get rid of this college football, and let's go to my pick 6. Man, was I doing good, then I was doing bad, and then I didn't know what I was doing. So I got Miami losing to Baltimore. Just didn't think it would be as bad as it was. I got Buffalo beating Patriots almost to the points that I picked them to lose, for a punch. But I said Buffalo 27, New England 20. It ended up being 27-21. I was damn close to that one. This one made me sad. Giants I had winning 24-21. Close game. I was right about close game. It was 26-25, and I'll get to that. This game is my second topic after the Giants, and I'll get to it. But Arizona just flipping the script on the Eagles. The Eagles could score, but their defense couldn't hold. So I got that as well. So that goes 2-2 there. Kansas City somehow. I mean, they played better, but not as well as they are expected to be playing. So I got that score. I had the 28-24. It ended up 25-17. The last game, I missed this completely. I thought Minnesota had something. I really did. I thought Minnesota had something. Minnesota just laid dead on their field, only scoring 10 points, winning 33-10. So I went 3-3 this week. Hopefully by next week I'll figure out what I did for my pick 6s, because I gotta sit down and figure that out. Okay, I gotta start looking at the camera. I'm looking this way, and I don't know why. Put this to the side. All right. So let's talk about this blown comeback. And like I said, 3 reasons why they lost, and none are Tyrod Taylor. It's Barkley, penalty, the drop passes. I watched this entire game. My issue was big time number one, Saquon Barkley. Barkley dropped at least 3 passes, 2 that I know were his fault. The other one was, in my opinion, Tyrod's fault because he could have run it in and he thought to throw to him, and he threw it behind him. But Barkley, for whatever reason, was not up to par. The fact that they just couldn't figure it out, and like I said, penalties number 2. Penalties were number 2. They are so undisciplined. It's been every week. I don't understand it. I don't know if that's coaching. I don't know if that's the players being stupid. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's not good enough. I don't know. And I'm sorry. Get a kicker that can kick, please. I know Mason Crosby is a name, and rightfully so. You pick him up off the street, and he's supposed to be a good kicker. I don't know what happened. I think I posted on Facebook. I said, I'm 47 years old. I can go kick a field goal if you need me for next week. I was so flustered with the entire team as a whole. And then, like I said, drop passes, which was more than just Barkley. And for all intents and purposes, Shelton did have 100 yards. Shelton. Forgot his name. Anyway, one of the Giants had 100 yards receiving, but Barkley had like 39 yards rushing and barely anything receiving. Like Barkley just was not in sync at all. But we're not going anywhere, so why am I even keeping going on about this? I won't. But this one, these guys are going somewhere. Philly loses at the link 35-31 to a now 4-12 Arizona Cardinals. I'm not going to say, are you kidding me? It's the easiest and most non-threatening thing to say. Like, it was flat out. And we didn't get to watch it. As I'm getting angry watching my game, Beth, next to me, watching on her phone, go back and forth. Okay, they're up by 2. Then I hear a what up when they're tied at 28. I don't, and they were home. I mean, the fact that they were home and lose just shows that things I've been saying that they're tired might be legitimate. They might actually be tired. I've lost my sense of what I think of this team now because I really thought they were good. They've lost 3 or 4. They're not good. I don't know. But I definitely have an idea with Philly, especially with the upcoming next week. All right. Real quick on some of the games. Joe Flacco takes out his former team, beating the Jets 37-20. To Colin, tell Mary I'm sorry if she's watching. I think the Jets fans were happy that this game was on Thursday, so that they can have a decent New Year's, and it didn't affect too much. And this was bad. This was bad. But Joe Flacco, he go figure, off the couch, another one off the couch. But, good game for Flacco and the Cleveland Browns. They might be going somewhere. That they could be an interesting team to watch going down the road. And I know Colin's not going to want to hear this one. You won, but I'm curious what your thoughts are on the referees for that game. I saw something that Rex Ryan said the next day. And I'm not usually a backer of Rex Ryan, but I'm going to say this. If you saw it, look at it. If you saw it, that's great. You know what I'm talking about. If you didn't see it, look it up. Basically, it's Rex Ryan is telling the refs to man up. And I think he's right. the refs were at fault. Just because, and from everything I've heard, just because you assume that number 70 is the guy reporting, but 68 is in front of you. You're telling me the referee doesn't see the number in front of him, say he's not, and when the guy says I'm reporting, why would the guy lie? When he was told to go report, and you can see in the video, he's reporting, puts his hands up, I'm going in. Or not, maybe it wasn't this high, it was probably this high. But he said he was going in. You can see them mouthing. I reported it. He didn't report. A bunch of different things. But because the referee is quote unquote infallible, it's okay? No. I looked at this, and I know I heard that they've been decommissioned or not taken out of the thought of being in the playoffs. If that's the case, because this was the final straw for this crew, because for anybody that didn't know, this was not the first time, this was the third time this season. You can't have this much incompetency where I know it's a game. Oh my God, I kept hearing, it's a game. It's a game. It's a professional game. They get paid. This is their job. It's not like it's fun for everybody. They have to go practice every day. I think I just affected Colin. I see a comment. Here we go. The Lions were trying to pull some and they miscommunicated. Colin, communication is responsible to the sender. I agree. I believe he sent it. I mean, without NFL.com or whatever, what we see. Well, actually, wait. When you said when they report, they're going to tell the Cowboys to as well. See, I thought that you don't have to tell the other side. You have to tell the refs. And if three guys go up, and maybe I'm wrong. Don't lay this on the refs. When they marched three linemen at the ref and all the game and 70 was reported. But it is that ref's fault for not looking. If you're that's fine. The refs tell the defense. I get that. But here's the thing: if they're doing this all the time, if they talk about this all the time, then why is this a big deal now? All of a sudden, it's a big deal. All of a sudden, he doesn't hear him. All of a sudden, like I said, this isn't the first time this crew has done this, Colin. This is the third time. This guy and his crew, and I feel bad because it's not the whole crew. It's obviously certain people in the crew, including the head guy, the head referee. That's the issue. And I get if you're right that they're supposed to tell the defense, that's fine. The refs tell the defense, but he should have looked to see who it was. He didn't look. He just ran by him. And like Rex Ryan said, he assumed that it was 70. When 70 wasn't even in the picture. He's running over. You've seen a wide video. He's running over. I looked at the formation of the ball. 68 was on the left. If he had heard him, and they had said 68 is eligible, there would have been somebody. That's what I believe. I've seen every video, Colin. I've watched this up until I had to go to work today. Okay, I watched this video. I know what I think I see. And I'm believing a coach that this is on the refs. You can agree to disagree. That's fine. That's your prerogative. I'm not going to tell you you're right and I'm wrong, and I'm wrong and I'm right and you're wrong. I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying what I believe. I think from what I heard from Rex and a lot of the other guys who were backing up Rex on that show. Now, defensive guy from the Patriots who's on that show, I saw him looking different. There were only two linemen. Any quarterback in the league audibles to run. But they had the BS going on. If they were trying to fool, I get it. Two defensive line, sorry. I get what you're saying, Colin. If they were trying to fool the Cowboys, but the problem is they fooled the referees, and that's the issue. I could see it on the Detroit coach's face. He looked like we talked about this already, and that's what it looked like to me. And the crew getting demoted is proof to me that they were in the wrong. So you can feel how you feel, bro. I get it. I completely get it. But the demotion of this crew means to me that they did something wrong. They didn't see something that they were supposed to see. I think he would have been eligible. He would have been called to be eligible, and your defense would have changed how it reacted. But that's the past. It's not going to happen. I'll put that up for you, buddy. It's okay. So, I knew this was going to be a talker for this one. I knew it, and that's what I want. I want there to be people to communicate with me back and forth. This was I wish I went on that night for this, because now 3-4 days later it's just like but at least there's a little more information. And like I said, the big one is they got that crew got demoted. They're not doing the playoffs. So, all right, hold on. Now my voice is going. All right. No. All right, I think I'm back. I do apologize, guys. All right, I think I'm back. All right. I got nobody watching now. Okay. Oh, I guess, what Colin was just saying, there's some opinion that there's just, hold on, what did he say? That's just hearsay opinion about the demotion. I don't know. I read a lot about that, Colin, and I hope you come back to the show. Sorry about technical difficulties. Hope it gets, I hope I don't go back off the air soon. This is getting ridiculous. There's no issue in my house, but apparently I have an issue on my computer, which is ridiculous. I have 4 things up, not even anything. I've had more up with no issue. Anyway, so let's get back to the 1 o'clock. Baltimore destroyed Miami. Baltimore won its division. It's got number 1 seed right now for the playoffs for their conference. New England. Close. I thought they were done. I really thought they weren't showing up. Kept it close to Buffalo. Buffalo skated out of that. Atlanta. Start today. If you're watching, you're gonna watch later. Atlanta. I don't know what you're doing. You're hard to pick anymore. I tell you that much. Chicago destroyed them in Chicago, 37-17. Tennessee. Where in the world is Tennessee? Because they're not playing well. Houston took them out, and the guy's back. What the hell's his name? The quarterback, C.J. Stroud. He's back, so it sounds like he might be a possibility to do something here. And I gotta do this for Jacksonville. They lose their quarterback, and I just you lose your starting quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, and you go. I know Carolina's bad, but I have to do this. Let's see if everybody hears it. I have to clap for them. Very, very, very good. You showed up. You showed out. Go figure. This next one shocked me. I really think I thought Tampa Bay had something. I really did. I thought Tampa Bay was a legit team in that division. They knew, and obviously this was a division game. New Orleans just took it. They took it to what they had to do. And then the last, San Francisco, you heard that they won pretty handily. Washington, even at home, it's not a good team. San Francisco, and for next week, it's already been talked about that McCaffrey's not playing next week. So if you were thinking about picking San Francisco, think a little longer. They got a lot of weapons, but if McCaffrey's not playing, that could be interesting. Okay, 4 p.m. games. So Pittsburgh, I got to do it again. Went to Seattle and just took them to school. Pittsburgh, they're an interesting team. They might be in my top 10. We'll see. And Seattle, they might as well just lose next week. I think they're done in that division. Chargers, Denver game, probably the worst game. Only 25 points total. Yes, Denver is who's their non-quarterback? Yeah. So he's done. Sierra's husband, Russell Wilson. He's done with Denver. Who knows? I mean, there might be a lawsuit. I read something. NFLPA is upset about this, so we'll see. And then Kansas City, like I said before, won this game. They usually keep it close to the vest. Cincy, for whatever reason, couldn't do it, but Kansas City not playing well either. I mean, they just eked this out. They really did. All right, Sunday Night Football. So Green Bay makes a mockery of Minnesota. The Minnesota defense in Minnesota winning 33-10. Offensive dominance on the last Sunday Night Football of 2023. I guess I got to do this. Green Bay showed it. They really did. They really showed it. But I still don't believe in Green Bay. I really don't. And I think that they're a done team too. I think Detroit's too strong in that division. Period. All right. So what's the playoff picture? I took out, let me see if I can pull ESPN back up. Or no, I'll go to NFL.com. NFL.com. Let's look at the playoffs. Let's see if my computer doesn't go nuts. Standings. Playoff picture, thank you. Now let's look at the playoff picture as it stands right now. So your 1 seed in the AFC is Baltimore, obviously. 13-3, if I'm correct. 13-3. Number 2, Miami at 11-5. Number 3, Kansas City, 10-6. Number 4, who is the leader in the AFC South at the moment, is Jacksonville, who have a 77% chance of playoff probability. Number 5 is the Browns. The Browns will play the Jaguars first round. Number 6 is the Bills. Bills would play Kansas City first round. That'd be a heck of a game, first round. And number 7 would be the Indianapolis Colts at the Dolphins, which would be no game. Dolphins should destroy them on that. So as it is right now with the NFC, the 49ers are 1 at 12-4. Dallas Cowboys are 2 at 11-5 and leader in the NFC East. Detroit Lions are 3rd, 11-5 in NFC North. Eagles are the 5th seed. So who's 4? Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the 4th seed at 8-8 in the NFC South. Like I said, that NFC South is bad. Number 5 seed would be playing number 4, so Eagles would be going to Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay would not fare well against a strong Eagles team that's trying to find itself. Number 6 is the Rams of all teams. The Rams are 9-7 right now. The Rams would be playing the Lions, which is interesting. That's a trade game. You know, the Rams traded the Lions their quarterback and vice versa. The Lions traded their quarterback. So that would be the game to see who got the better of the trade. You know, let's think about that. I keep looking the other way. Nope, that's too far. That's too low. Since it's already screwed up. There we go. I think it's a little better now. You're going to see I'm looking at the camera. All right. So what in the playoff picture, as I saw, number 7, who's the 17? The Packers are 8-8 in the North. So, yeah, they don't have a shot to catch the Lions. But who's 8? Seahawks, 9, Saints. So Vikings are 7-9. Unless Green Bay does something stupid next week, Green Bay will be 7. So that's the playoffs. Now, what's my top 10? So my top 10, see if I can share the picture. Present. There we go. Share. Here we go. Number 10, Buffalo at 10-6. They're my top 10. Number 9, Jacksonville. Right now, they look good. They just got to keep winning. Number 8, Cleveland. Number 7, Philly is dropped. They would be lower than Cleveland in my opinion, but the problem is Philly still is got a better shot in their division, I think. Number 6, Kansas City. And I said division, I mean conference, not division. Number 6, Kansas City. Number 5, Detroit. They'd be higher than Dallas, but Dallas has won their better fair share of games, even though they've had some bad losses. Both Dallas and Detroit have had bad losses, and that's why number 3, 11-5, is Miami. Miami's only had probably one bad loss. The other losses have been close to good teams. Miami is the 3rd best team in this league. Number 2, San Fran. Easily number 1, Baltimore. That's pretty simple, pretty, figurative for what it's supposed to be. All right. So let's go to this. Let me get out of the NFL ticker. There we go. So my confidence pool. Week 11 results. He didn't know he won until he got paid. Let's clap it up for Dave. Let's go. And there was a second place tie. 3 people tied, but 2 of them had the same number at 42. Those 2 people were Paul Garner and Khadijah Wakefield. They won. That's tied for second place. So let me just shout out my leaders if they watch, or my season leaders, because I got 1 week left for the confidence pool. 4 places win. The top 4 win. So at first place right now is Larry Blumenthal with 2,890 points. Second place at the moment, Josie Wales, 2,846. So 44 points behind first place. Possible, but you're going to need a lucky week, Josie. Paul Garner, third place, 2,840. 50 behind first place, 6 behind second. And fourth place, Josie Wales, I don't know, better half or friend who's been doing the help who I met at least virtually through Facebook. I Hate the Cubs, which is Robert Rudy Redford. He's got 28-22. All right, 28-22. So that's fourth place. So he's farther away. So 22, that's 68 points away from first place. So that's a little harder, but he at least can money with fourth place. Now, I think only 5th, 6th, and 7th have a shot. But no, actually, I don't even hate to say it. I think only 5th has a shot to move up. Well, just looking by the numbers. Johnny Ringo, he's got 27.96, so he's another one of Rudy's buddies. He is, do the math, Charlie, 24 points behind Rudy. Behind him is Mike Tice, 27.72. That's a long way, Mike. If you'd have to almost have a perfect week, and if you can, go do it. But that's going to be tough with this week. You're gonna need a perfect week, and I think it goes the same for 7th and 8th place. Which 7th place is Carlos Colon, 8th place is Larry's brother, who's in first. Jeff Blumenthal is in 8th place. But they've had great runs. I tell you, they've had great runs. Me, on the other hand, I'm down in 33rd. I had a bad week this week. I'm hoping I have a good week this week. I just had an absolute flat-out bad week this week. All right. So, I am running an NFL playoff bracket on that site. Why did I gotta, hold on, I'm going to rewrite this. Why is there .com? That is dumb. There we go. Save. There we go. Okay. So, poolhost.com is where my site is. Okay. Right now, I got 14 participants ready to pick. On January 8th is when we pick. I did this bracket last year on paper, but it's now online, and it's a lot easier, more visible, and it's more, it's just easier to see what everybody else is doing once the games have started. And on a side note, my college pool is almost over. If you guys remember me talking about that, that end result's going to be next week, one way or the other. But it's probably going to be Rigo, because there's nobody else can catch him. Rigo Batista, one more time. Really? There we go. Rigo Batista, congratulations. You got first place with the college pool. Even if you lose, you still have 27 wins. Nobody can catch you. I got actually second place. I got 23 right. And Fred, I'll be paying you next week. Fred got third place. Fred got gun sauce. So that's pretty cool, I think. Like I said, so get in contact with me if you want in this bracket. I know there's a lot of people who did the bracket for on paper, but this is online, more visible, and much more fun. Now I got some good news. I have new Super Bowl boxes right now. A new set of 5s, 10s, and 20s. The first one are full. I'm going to do a checklist of everybody who's in it, who has to pay what, and the numbers will be done on Saturday. And I will have the sheets for it, if for people I see weekly and daily. And for those who I don't, I hope I have your email address, because I'm going to be emailing it to you. That's just the easiest way to do it. So, I want people to get in this if they can. This is a fun thing. This is, it's fun. It keeps the Super Bowl, if your team's not in it, fun. So, I thought I removed this. Maybe not. Stop screen. There we go. So you can text or call if you have my information. If you don't have my information, email. I will see my email. I check it at least 3-4 times a day minimum. Okay, so that I'll go over this at the end. Okay, again. So short conference, a little local stuff. Top 20 of the basketball teams. Number 1, and I think I just talked to somebody who coaches or teaches there. I think it's my co-worker Manny. He said his wife teaches at St. Rose. Their basketball team is number 1 in the short conference. Good for them. So it's going into the the lesser teams, I guess you could say. Second is Toms River North. Third is Manasquan. Number 4, Red Bank Regional, who jumped ahead because they beat number 5 CBA. Now I know we've been better, and more than likely that 3-2 is going to be like 23-2 in the next month and a half. CBA doesn't lose, and we're not big on losing, especially when it comes to basketball. So I suspect that they'll do something down the road. Number 6, Rumson Fairhaven. Number 7, Rainey School. Now, if you didn't know, Rainey's a new school. It's been around for a while. They've only started, I think, in the last 15 years, been bigger in athletics. And that, if you didn't know where Rainey is, Rainey's in Tinton Falls, New Jersey. Number 8, Homedale. Number 9, Red Bank Catholic. Number 10, Toms River South. Toms River South. There's 3 Toms Rivers. Number 11, Central. Number 12, Donovan Catholic. 13, Southern. 14, Marlboro. 15, Jackson Memorial. 16, did I say 16? 15, Jackson Memorial. 16 is Howell. Jay Newman, I think that's your son's school, or at least it used to be. He's out of high school now. 17, Colts Neck. 18, Henry Hudson. Freehold Township is 19. Shore Regional. I've never known Shore Regional will be a good in basketball, so good for them. And then also considered Freehold, Lacey, Manchester, Manalapan, Point Borough, and my nephew's school. And one of my brother and his sisters went to school, Monmouth Regional. They start winning, they might move up. So let's check out this. The headlines for the Yankees and Mets offseason. Yankees acquire Righty Morris and send Florial to the Guardians. Let's see. How fast will this pop up? Yankees moved to address their pitching depth Tuesday by acquiring right-hander Cody Morris from the Guardians in exchange for Estevan Florial. Well, I'm not going to miss Florial. He wasn't going to be part of this outfield. It's just too swamped of an outfield right now. Morris, 27, posted a 6.75 ERA and 6 relief appearances for Cleveland. Well, hopefully he'll have a better year. Over his 13 appearances and 5 starts, spanning 2 big league seasons, he's 1-2 with 341. So he just obviously had a bad year last year. Yankees lost a significant number of arms in the recent trades with outfielder Juan Soto and Alex Verdugo. No, really? And I saw a little bit of Verdugo. He's shaved, so he looks at more. He definitely looks different. Well, shaved. Also, that's interesting. So the number 14 prospect for the Yankees, Clayton Beeter, projects to be part of the number 5 starter competition this spring. Okay, that's interesting. I'm okay with that. So that's the Florial one. Is there anything else that's actually interesting? What the Yankees 2024 lineup looks like? No. I think I already did that last week. Predictions for every team, don't care. Each team's most likely breakout star, don't care. 8 prospect-related predictions. This is what happens when it's dull, off-season time. Let's see what the Mets have. I'm curious. What's the score for 24? A month-by-month outlook for Mets fans. Oof, that's even worse. 6 reasons David Wright belongs in the Hall of Fame. Well, let's dive deep into this one. Shashanti Seppi-Sepero, that's who wrote this. David Wright's Hall of Fame case, like his playing career, is largely overshadowed by questions of what could have been. But bad luck doesn't tell his entire story. I'm not playing this, so stop. It doesn't tell his entire story. And he shouldn't be a one-and-done player. One of the best third basemen in his era in his 9-year prime. Wright was a 7-time All-Star. That's pretty good. Took home 2 Gold Gloves and 2 Silver Slugger awards, put up a few strong National League MVP cases, and led an off-maligned club in a major media market before having his momentum slowed by injuries. Gee, I wonder who this sounds like. Don Mattingly? Anyway. I gotta say, Let's try this again. Does everybody hear me? All right. Hopefully somebody hears me. Where was I? Apparently thinks I'm... Can I even hear myself? I'm not even hearing myself. Listen. Oh, there we... That seems to work. I can't hear myself in this thing. Okay. So, like I said, Yankees and Mets headlines, so it's not a lot. Okay? Sorry. This keeps... Wi-Fi keeps going off. I don't understand it. I'll try to get off as fast as I can. I did want to talk about this. The Dodgers added Yoshinobu Yamamoto. 12 years, 325, 5 days after signing Tyler Glasnow. They're looking to destroy the National League. I mean, seriously, guys. Dodgers, what the heck? I mean, that's insane. This is how I'm saying this is. Yamamoto, Glasnow, Urias, I think that's how you say it, Julio Urias, Clayton Kershaw is fourth, with Tony Gonsolin and Lance Lynn, who's a veteran. That could be the fifth guys. And then look at 2025 when they add Ohtani to the mix, when he can actually be a pitcher in 2025. So you put Ohtani in front of Urias and Kershaw's 5. If Kershaw's on the team in 2025, that team's going to destroy. Period. I don't think anybody can hear me. This isn't good. Can you hear me now? I'm probably talking to nobody. There we go. Maybe that's better. Okay. Hopefully you heard me. Hello. That could be it. Anyway. Oh, that's a little... Wow. Oh my God. What in the world? Now I'm here. Hello? Okay. So, what's this? Yes. So, MLB offseason transactions that have taken place. And not many. And there weren't too many. So, you got the Chris Sale getting traded to Atlanta. Now, Atlanta's going to have Chris Sale. Now, Chris Sale isn't great, but he'll figure it out. And then the Red Sox went out and signed. Why do I not? I didn't finish writing. I didn't finish writing that. Interesting. So they signed Lucas Giolito to a 2-year, $3.5 million sign. All right. So I wanted to talk about this. This aired last night. Now, these are the people. I think I talked about this a month ago, or this is November, if I'm correct. So, Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow, Missy Elliott, George Michael, Willie Nelson, Rage Against the Machine, The Spinners, DJ Kool Herc, Link Ray, Shaka Khan, Al Cooper, Bernie Taupin, Don Cornelius. If you didn't know certain people in that, I recommend looking them up. I watched most of this last night, and it kills me to say I wish this aired. Maybe it did, and I didn't notice. It was on Disney Plus, I think. That this aired, and it was amazing to watch. Absolutely amazing to watch. I didn't know much about Kate Bush. I looked her up. Let's see, since I have my music here, I could probably look her up. And let's see. No, I don't want to do playlist search. Kate Bush, let's see. Oh, let's see if it'll play. If you've heard the song before, you know it's from, I think, Stranger Things. Like, if you've heard it from recently. This is called Running Up That Hill. That came out like in the 80s. I never knew this. Let's look up Sheryl Crow. Let's see his full name right. Now, obviously, you know this song. Next one, one of my favorites. Or this one. You lose control.
Me, I'm super fly. Super fly. Me, I'm super fly. I can't stand the
Then we got a little. That's not it. Here it goes. Might be a little slow. You're a little George Michael. This nice slow song from a Hall of Famer. I'll do one more and then we'll move on. This was this is the really more awesome part of the show. I thought, did I grow up with this? Don't. Tom Morello was on too. Rage Against the Machine actually didn't show up, but Tom Morello did. It was a great speech. If you didn't see it, you gotta watch it. Okay, you can't play too much of that, or you're going to hear a lot of curse words, and I don't want to get fined or taken off. So let's go to this. So just finished watching 1883 and 1923. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it because it was, especially if you're into the Old West. If you're into the Old West, it's a really great thing to watch. And if you got Paramount, there's just so much drama, so much fictional truth. If you understand what fictional truth is, like there's just so much going on, and it's on. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, especially now in 1923. Like what's going on at the end of the season. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. Thankfully, there will be a season 2, but now I'm debating: do I wait for season 2 or do I start Yellowstone? So I mean, we'll see how I'm going to work that, but I recommend both to be watched and do it in order, because you do it in order. There's a sequence that makes more sense when you start talking about different things and learn the characters. Characters are crucial to knowing the show. So this is coming up on Thursday. Golden Bachelor is getting married, or I've said the Golden Bachelor before. It's the Golden Wedding. So my bad. But yeah, Gerry and Theresa are getting married live somewhere in the country, and it's gonna be interesting to watch. I'll say that. So that's live on ABC. I believe 8 o'clock on ABC on Thursday. So movies I plan to see, and this is a new one. I looked it up. It's with Sofia Vergara, Griselda on Netflix on 125. It's a real life story about this woman, Griselda. Apparently, it wasn't the nicest of women, and Sofia Vergara is playing her. So I definitely think this is very interesting to watch. The same as Miller's Girl with Jenna Ortega and Martin Freeman, and Argyle, the movie with the cat, if I'm correct. All right, now if you know, and you're probably watching now, and it's good for you, maybe you'll watch me later. The TV shows that are coming out, and they're coming out strong because after the writer's strike. So these are the TV shows that me and Beth, or me or Beth, are looking forward to this year. Echo on Disney. If you're a Marvel fan, Echo's a big Spider-Man, different characters from Marvel, especially ones that are still alive. Echo's that realm of Marvel. Ted on Peacock. I talked about this last week. The movie that Seth MacFarlane made with Wahlberg now is a TV show going to be on Peacock. It's going to be a series. Curb Your Enthusiasm. I thought this guy was done. I saw this and I'm like, I kind of might want to watch this. It says it's on HBO, which means it'll be on Max at some point. So Curb Your Enthusiasm, season 12, the final season, coming back on 2/4. And the third season, long awaited. I've been waiting for this for over a year. It's one of my favorite shows. I've gotten Beth into it. She had to watch the first 2 seasons. Thank God we had time to watch that. This is a great show, and there's a better one where it came from, Ghost UK, that is streaming on Peacock. But yeah, season 3 coming up on 2/15. February is going to be huge. This podcast is going to be this and this and then this. That's what I'm going to be talking about all February. Okay, also coming out 2 awards, which I probably will talk about around this time. The Grammy Awards on CBS on 2/4. So that's going to be before the Super Bowl. And then the 30th Screen Actors Guild Awards on Netflix. That's a first. I figured I want to report that. All these awards shows tend to be on the channels. This is going to be on Netflix live. Go figure. So you're going to have to look for that on Netflix and see when that's going to happen. All right, so what are we watching in this house this year? So on NBC, that was on CBS. Okay, everything I was just talking about was on CBS, by the way. This is on NBC. So it's NBC or Peacock. Okay, the Night Court and Extended Family start tonight. I'm probably going to have to hopefully Peacock has it now, or I'm watching it tomorrow sometime. And Law and Order Thursdays and Deal or No Deal Island. Now that's going to be interesting. I have to look more into that. That looks very is Howie Long. We all know Howie I'm talking about. Is he going to be part of this? I'm very curious. Okay, and then more stuff on CBS Paramount Plus. Bob Hart's Abishola season 7 starts 2/12. Young Sheldon season 7, and Still Help Me Todd season 2 starts on 2/15. Those 3 shows, are one of my favorite shows besides Night Court. And hopefully the other one that'll be Extended Family. Definitely, those are my go-to shows. But there is a go-to show that's coming up, you'll see. These are my go-to shows on CBS, and they're all going to be 2:15 is probably a Monday, so that's going to be good. All right, what's to watch for on Fox? Now, Fox doesn't have shows, at least not that I can appreciate. But I Can See Your Voice and We Are Family look like very interesting reality talk shows or reality singing type shows. Look What's Back on 122. America's Most Wanted. I'm curious on that one and what they're going to be talking about. The Simpsons actually will have a new episode starting on February 18th. That's going to be fun. The Masked Singer actually is coming back. So I could have sworn it just finished. but it's now coming back new on March 6th. And then Family Guy will also have its spring premiere this same night. So that's pretty wild for Fox. ABC, I love the Connors. I've loved it since Roseanne, the Roseanne days. Abbott Elementary, I've not watched it as much as I've wanted to, but that looks like a really good show, and obviously it's critically acclaimed. It's one of their biggest shows on ABC. And then that's coming back to 7, both of them. And then American Idol comes back on the 18th. American Idol is probably the only, reality show, a musical reality show I could stomach, because they tend to find these good singers as opposed to The Voice and everybody else who you really don't hear from. And then that last one is the go-to show that we watch. Will Trent coming out on 2/20, season 2. It left on such a cliffhanger. It's such a good show. It's a good cast. It's good writing. I mean, the writing's amazing. So that we're definitely looking forward to. All right. And my last banner that I have for today, and this has been a heck of a ride. I apologize again for all the snafus. My Wi-Fi is fine now. So you're going to have to pick and choose and zoom through. I'll put that on my post that you just have to fast forward through. I do continue after I come back from my Wi-Fi outage. Okay, so my pick 6, I'm going to do it right here. You're not going to see it on Sunday. I'm doing it right here. Kansas City, I'm picking over the Chargers, 27-10. Vegas, at home. Denver should be done. They should be done. I'm picking them 31-17. Dallas, it's going to be close. They don't win on the road. They haven't shown it, but they will win this one. It's going to be close, 27-24. Reverse that for the Giants. And I know Bruno's going to yell and scream and holler. What are you thinking? What are you doing? It's my thought. It's my feeling. And I'll try to explain it. That Philly they got to figure themselves out. And the last thing they're going to do is get anybody injured who they want to move into the playoffs with. Very similar to college. And don't get me wrong, I'm getting a little upset that they're pulling people, but I get the reasoning. They're falling fast, and they don't want to fall anymore. They want their players fresh. They want them not tired. Maybe this is what they're going to do. You're going to see the backups for a lot of different spots on Philly, in my opinion. And the Giants have already played with those backups. Okay, we got a guy off the couch still. Okay, they're going to play just enough to win this game, in my opinion. I thought the same thing last week too. So we'll see. Where my thought is on, or where the reality is on this. The Rams, who really need this win, probably could get this win, but San Francisco is still a strong team. They're not resting everybody. McCaffrey's getting rested, but is everybody else? I mean, even if Purdy rests, the backup is pretty good. He knows the system. He's been in when Purdy was hurt, and they were still doing well. So I think that happens. San Francisco beats the Rams in a high-scoring game, 58 points. And this one, Sunday night, Miami doesn't necessarily need to win, and that's why. And I think Buffalo, who does, is going to be more motivated to win this game. Buffalo, I feel, wins 28-24 in Miami. That's my pick 6 for Week 18. Doing it live for the last week. And like I said, I'll go back to this real quick. I was saying this before. My Super Bowl boxes, they're out now. 5s, 10s, 20s are full for the first set, but there is a second set that I opened up a couple days ago. Already starting to fill. I have people emailing me, people texting me, people at work. It's going to fill probably over the next 2 weeks. So if you want in, you see this, you want in, That's the email if you don't already know my cell phone, or just call or text me. All right. And last, my bracket. This is the last time that, well, next week technically you can get in, but you're going to have less days to log on and get the details of payment and whatnot for the fee. So, like I said, you try to get in as fast as you can. Let me know, confirm with me what who you are, what you're doing. I'm doing 2 sheets myself. I got another buddy doing 3. I had last year, when it was physical sheets, one of my buddies, one of my coworkers, did 6. So, and I forget who won. I didn't really record it. I might have it somewhere. But this is a fun pool because you never know whose picks are right. And I started doing this when I picked the Giants to win. Way back when against the Patriots. I won that year because I got it right. I had the Giants winning. There's one of 2 sheets as well. I stuck with the 2 sheets. I haven't really won since, but that year when the Giants won in 2007, that was a very good year for me to do that. All right, so that's it. That's the show. Hopefully, I'll have better Wi-Fi in the coming weeks. I don't know what the issue was. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to watch this back over to hear myself. I know what Colin said in the beginning, that I had a little bit of an issue. I think I fixed it. It looks like I fixed it from what I'm seeing on my live sound card. So we'll see. If I have to adjust, I can adjust. But like I said, I really didn't touch much. Let's see if these work. That's not working. How about this? I don't hear it. It's interesting. All right. So if that worked, I'll hear it on this, but I'll figure this out. 30 was supposed to be better. I did get a little rant with Colin. That was good. I appreciate that. But we'll talk about that down the road. And I'm sure we'll see Dallas down the road. And we'll go from there. So if you like what you hear, like what you see, please click the subscribe button on the right-hand side corner. All right, this is Chaz. I'm out. Episode 31 will be next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Talk to y'all later.